Hey everyone, it's Jaclyn, and today I wanted to film a tutorial on how to do the perfect winged eyeliner. Okay, maybe not the perfect, but how to do your winged eyeliner fairly precise and sharp. So I thought I would put together a little video on some of the tips and tricks that I've accumulated from doing my winged eyeliner. Doing winged eyeliner can be really challenging, and I know that when I first started getting into makeup, doing my eyeliner half decent was something that I really struggled with. And still to this day, I have days where my eyeliner looks super lopsided or it's really uneven, but sometimes you just get lucky and it turns out pretty good. I've actually been meaning to film this tutorial for the last couple of days, but I had a little mini eye infection and I didn't think it would be fun if I had a close-up of this red and swollen infected eye. Basically, moral of the story is don't use a mascara that's a year old. You'd think that would be common sense, and I know everyone says don't use mascara after 3 months, you should throw it out. I normally have never had a problem with it, and I saw this mascara that was sitting in my collection that I think I got back in the summer, and I was like, oh, I'll try this one today, I haven't used this in forever, and basically I got an eye infection from that, so that was lovely. So I've just been not wearing any makeup and trying to let it heal. So today I think I am ready to roll, and I'm going to show you guys how to get this winged eyeliner look. Okay, so I hope this is an okay angle and that you can actually see what I'm doing. So basically I've done all my face makeup and all I have left to do is my eyeliner and my mascara. On my eyes, what I did was a little bit of this MAC Paintpot in the color Soft Ochre, and I just use this as a primer and also to just even out my eyelid. I've got very veiny eyelids naturally, so I find this really helps just create a nice like crisp look when I'm doing an intense eyeliner look. So yeah, this is just a really warm tone, creamy beige color that matches my skin pretty good. It is a little lighter, so it helps like brighten and open up my eyes a bit too, which is nice. And then just in the crease, I did a little bit of my bronzer that I'm using, which is Nars Laguna. And I just put a little bit of that in the crease just to add a little bit more definition. So there are a couple different ways that you can create a nice winged eyeliner look. I personally like to use gel over pencil or, what's the other one? Liquid, because I find gel looks the cleanest and I find I have the most control over it. So I'm going to be using the MAC Blacktrack gel eyeliner, which is basically just the black one. And I like this one because it doesn't like stick to my eyelid when I blink, and it lasts all day, which is really nice. So with gel eyeliners, you have a couple of different ways of applying it. You've got two different types of brushes that you could use. You can use something like this, which is my Sigma small eyeliner brush E10, and it's just a small like pointed little eyeliner brush. Or you can also use an angled eyeliner brush. This is the MAC 266. I personally don't really have a preference on what type of brush I use, so I'm going to show you both ways on different eyes just so you can see, because I do kind of have a different technique for each one. But what I like to do before I put on any eyeliner is to actually go in with a brown or dark, ow, that hurt. Go in with a dark kind of brown or black eyeshadow and just kind of draw where you want your wings to be. I find that's the easiest because then you can really see if they're level and if they're even. And it's much easier to wipe off a little bit of eyeshadow than like a liquid or a gel eyeliner. So I've just got my mirror down below, so I'm going to look into that to do it. So I'm just going to take the MAC 266, the angled eyeliner brush to do this. But you could really use any brush. And what I'm going to do is just draw a little wing on the end. What I like to do to find a good spot for my wing to go out is just follow your bottom lash line. So if it was to extend, you want to follow that. Also, if you take the end of your brush and just kind of line up to the end of your lash line to the end of your brow, that's basically where you want your wing to be. It's normally a good starting point for reference, but obviously that little trick doesn't work for everyone, but that's how I find it looks the most flattering. So I'm just going in with a little bit of Brun from MAC and just making sure I kind of get the wings going out on the same angle. Normally your eyes aren't going to be exactly perfect. One might droop a little bit more or go up a little more. So just kind of adjust where your line goes so that way they look pretty much balanced from far away. Kind of like eyebrows, everyone wants to have exactly perfect matching winged eyeliner, and it can be a little bit of a challenge. You will definitely get a lot better with practice, but just remember that they are supposed to be sisters, not twins, so they don't have to be perfect. So now that I have kind of a little point of reference where my wing should be going, I'm going to go in with a gel eyeliner. Just because I have the angled brush in my hand first, I'm going to start with that one. Okay, so I'm just going to take my brush and gently coat each side with a little bit of the product. I also find it like 10 times easier if you have your arm resting on something, so that way you're like steady and not shaky. I don't have anything to rest it on right now, so I'm just going to have like a little floating arm. So wish me luck. So I actually like to start with the wing of my eyeliner. So what I like to do is gently dot it really close to the lash line. I find doing small strokes is also a lot easier versus doing one solid line. So now I have like the outer third of my eyeliner done just on the lash line. So now I'm going to go out and do the wing. So what I like to do is just tilt my head back a little bit, and then I'm just going to draw on top of that little eyeshadow line that we already did. So now I just have a little line going out. To get the very little tail part of the eyeliner, what you're going to want to do is press it down and then lightly lift up and flick out. So as you're going out, you should be applying less pressure and pulling away from your eye. Okay, so now I have the bottom part of the wing. So I'm going to basically attach from the end of the wing back up to the base that we did at the lash line. So what I like to do for this is, again, tilt your head back, and you should basically just be drawing now a straight line across. And now that you have your line back across, you just want to fill in the little triangle that you'll have empty. So now that we have our wing done, you're just going to want to continue on to the rest of the lash line, going into the inner corner. I find what looks the most natural and what looks the best on myself is if I really thin it out when I get to the inner corner, rather than keeping it really thick. Okay, so that one turned out pretty good. Always doing the first one I find is 10 times easier. When you go to the second one and try to match it up, that makes it 10 times harder. So let's hope for the best, and let's move on to the other eye now. Oh, and just another little tip. To keep your brushes nice and clean, you don't obviously want to let that dry and harden all over your brush. I just like to take a little bit of the MAC brush cleanser, and I put it on a little Kleenex, and I'm just gonna gently wipe it back and forth until all that product comes off. I do give these brushes a deep clean like once a week, but for every day that's not really practical. So using a brush cleanser and spot cleaning it is totally cool. Okay, so now moving on to the other eye, I'm gonna use the small, what would I call this? Just like a small little pointy brush? I don't think that's the professional name, but that's what I'm gonna call it. So for this type of brush, I like to keep the technique pretty much the same except for when you're doing the wing. For some reason, I find doing the top part of the wing with the small kind of pencil brush 10 times easier than starting with the bottom and hoping for a straight line. So again, we're just gonna start by filling in the outer third at the lash line. So for this one, what I'm gonna do is basically look straight on into your mirror, and you wanna go from the outside of the colored part of your eyeball. What's that part called? The cornea? I don't know my eyeball anatomy. The colored part of the eyeball. So when you're looking straight on, go from the end of the colored part and start your wing, or start your line, I guess, there. And you're gonna completely draw a straight line connecting until the eyeshadow line. I hope that made sense, but you'll understand more when I do it. So again, tilt your head back and then draw your straight line. And now go from the bottom outer corner and just connect that together. Okay, so there you have the other technique. And obviously for the tutorial, I did them pretty big and dramatic, but if you're gonna be doing this for every day, you can just obviously make the wings a lot smaller and less thick. So just to finish up this eye, I'm just gonna finish drawing it in the inner corner a little bit. Okay, so I think I got lucky and these turned out pretty even, which I'm pretty happy about. So now the next step, what you're gonna wanna do is gently press on your eyeball, and it'll kind of open up the upper waterline or the tight line, and you're just gonna wanna put a little bit of gel eyeliner inside there. If you're using a liquid, you definitely cannot do this step because liquids aren't safe to use on your inner lash line, but you can definitely do it with a kohl pencil or a gel eyeliner. So now I'm gently going to fill that in with the small little pointy eyeliner brush. What this step is gonna do is just make sure that everything, the lashes and the eyeliner are all blended together, and it just creates a much sharper look. Ah, my eyes are watering. Don't cry, don't cry. Okay, so luckily for me, they turned out pretty good, but if you do find that your wing isn't precise enough, you can go in with like a concealer brush and a concealer. This is just the Nars Creamy Concealer in Medium 1 Custard, and this one's kind of thick, so it's really good at concealing. Who would have thought? And I just like to dab a little bit on the back of my hand, put it on my concealer brush, and just go over, or right under, I guess, the line to really have a sharp contrast and make them look that much more wingy. Also, another thing that you can do to make sure that your winged eyeliner lasts all day is to go over top of the gel eyeliner or the liquid with a dark black eyeshadow. I have Creep here from the Naked palette, so you could just go in with your angled brush, dab some on, and dab it over top of the eyeliner. That'll just make sure that it stays put all day, and it'll also make it matte if you have, like, say, more glossy eyeliner, but you don't want it to be. So you could definitely do that as well. Today I'm not going to do either of those things just because they turned out pretty good and they're looking the way that I want them to. So the last thing that we have to do is mascara, and I find mascara is that one thing that really changes your whole makeup look and really just pulls it together. So I'm going to go in with my Uemera eyelash curler, curl my eyelashes, and then put on the Maybelline The Rocket Volume Express Waterproof Mascara. This is my favorite, you guys know it. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is a fresh tube of mascara. It's so nice. My favorite thing is opening like things brand new, like new mascaras, new peanut butter jars, all that I'm all about. Peanut butter. Why did I have to bring peanut butter into this? Wow, look at the difference that mascara makes. And then I'm just gonna go in and do the bottom lashes as well. Okay, so there is the winged eyeliner all done. I am praying that this is in focus and that you can actually see what's going on. So I hope that you found this video useful, and I am really hoping that I am in shot and that you can see what I'm doing, because I tried filming this tutorial a couple of times and it just didn't work out. One wasn't in focus, one I wasn't even in shot, so it's just been a mess. So here's hoping that this one works. If you have any other little tips that you like to do to get your eyeliner super precise and a really beautiful wing, definitely leave me a comment down below because I'm really curious to hear about those. Other than that, I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!